If you're feeling stuck and nothing is technically wrong, your career's on track, everything looks good from the outside, you're doing what you're supposed to do, I want to offer you a reframe here. And it's that you're not stuck, you're probably just misaligned. And there's a huge difference there, which we'll go into. If you're new here, my name is Gary, and over the past 15 years, I've rebuilt my life and career one lesson at a time, doing it the hard way. So I want to help ambitious professionals like yourself regain clarity, confidence, and direction in your life and your career. Now, when it comes to being stuck, it doesn't appear that way from the outside. I know this from my perspective, career going okay, moving internationally, sort of the environments I'm in all seem to be okay, but why does everything feel so heavy? There's almost this feeling in the pit of my stomach. And it's really not that I'm stuck, it's that I'm just misaligned in a certain area of my life, and be it health, wealth, love, or fulfillment goals. And the thing about being misaligned is it's quiet, it whispers, and it whispers in a way that I don't really feel happy. There's something not right, but I can't put my finger on it. Almost like a nervousness and anxiousness in the pit of my stomach. And when you're in that place, like I said, there's nothing wrong. You're not broken. You don't need to be fixed. You're doing okay. It's just that you're misaligned. And you've got to sit in that feeling, and you've really got to understand what area of my life have I sort of outgrown. And it could just be that your ambitions have outgrown something. It could be career, it could be health, wealth, love, or fulfillment. And when I look back on this, I heard from a coach that, Gary, the thing about the word stuck is it's an action verb. So it does mean that you're in movement. And he mentioned that like you haven't run out of options. You think that you're stuck, but there's loads of options out there. And as one of my coaches says, the opposite of your pattern is your solution in many ways. So I really had I guess, an interesting perspective on this again from a mentor. And please reach out to mentors, because if you're open and honest with them, they can provide a lot of clarity to you. And I came to him, and it was actually as I'd moved to Dubai, and I was here maybe a year or so, and I still felt like I needed more clarity on what future Gary is going to look like in sort of 3 years' time. And I said to him, I'm confused. There's a bit of a blockage. And he said, confusion leads to clarity. And my current coach, who I work with, always says that curiosity leads to clarity. So it's okay if you're confused. It's okay if you're curious. That's a good thing. It just means that you're sort of on the path. And I always say in my book, environment always wins, right? And when I think about things like when I worked for a company in Australia, I really was in the wrong vehicle, because that company went into liquidation and administration. And I probably waited there a little too long. And I decided to pack my bags and move to London, where I'd never been, and start life off on a blank canvas. And I moved to a company, it was a Fortune 500 company. I technically took a step back to take 3, 4 steps forward. And when I went into that environment, I was surrounded by A players. I was basically playing tennis with Rafael Nadal, or I was playing football with Ronaldo. It was a really big environment, and I was really grateful for it. And then I started to see their habits, I started to see their ambitions, and then that changes you, right? And there's sometimes where you're maybe in a certain location. I know from my perspective, when I was back in Ireland, everything was going well. I was happy, but I had itchy feet. I felt like I needed to make one more international move. And when I moved to Dubai, for example, I just felt like the buildings are bigger. I was thinking bigger, and I was meeting different people. So sometimes it's just you need to make a move for whatever reason. But like I said, sometimes misalignment whispers. So you've got to sit in that feeling. There is healing in the feeling. Where are you misaligned? Like I said, that's not meaning that you're broken. It just means it's a signal for you to actually sit down, maybe take a pen and paper, and just look at those areas of your life and think, where do I need to sort of change because I've outgrown sort of the environment that I'm actually in? So if you want to learn more, hit subscribe below, and I'll have more videos coming very soon.